Hello there. Welcome to Rise and Receive, a reset point in your day where you get to explore how to receive your fulfillment, the things that you most want by unlearning struggle. So today I was inspired to start a new three-part series on receiving peace. And so if you are somebody who needs a little bit of peace, if you are feeling agitated, if emotions are high, if life has been feeling particularly intense for you, maybe recently, maybe since the beginning of 2020 and it's overflowed, whatever it is, if you would like to open the flow gates to more peace, I think you're going to like this particular series. So, what I've been doing with this series since 2021 is I've been illuminating blind spots. And as we see our blind spots around receiving the things we want, and we look at things from a different perspective, it's amazing how quickly we can become unstuck and open the flow gates. So I define a blind spot as when your current point of view hides an essential insight. And because I'm all about teaching people the very tangible and results producing skill set of receiving, I define a receiving blind spot as when you are operating more as a human doing than a human being. Because what happens is, and when you are in do mode, which is a whole lot of thinking and a whole lot of action, that is the lens through which you see life. And that tends to lend itself to hard work, a lot more hard work, a lot more struggle than is necessary. I always say that some struggle is a natural part of life, but a lot of struggle is learned. And that struggle is learned when we are really well developed in our doing skill set. And I like to use the hunter as the metaphor, but perhaps malnourished or even absent in our connection to our being skill set, which is where receiving comes in. Because here's the thing, receiving is the most natural thing in the world. But most of us are so disconnected, it's become so unfamiliar to us that we will work hard, and pursue and chase things. And the hard work ethic gets ingrained and indoctrinated into our value system. But when we are burnt out, when we haven't reached our long overdue rewards, and we want it to be easier, and we want to arrive, and we want to stop, what tends to happen is we might stop. Best case scenario, you stop, but then you're not feeling powerful because the alternative is, now what? I still haven't gotten my thing. Well, that's where receiving comes in. So when you shift to being a human being, which is what you are, you can start to see all kinds of things. The blind spot gets removed in order to allow the fulfillment that's here get unstuck and open the flow gates. So today we're going to talk about what I call the wanting blind spot. The wanting blind spot. And because blind spots tend to be blind to us, we can't see them unless someone points it out to us, I like to give clues. So you know that if you want peace and you're not feeling peaceful and you want to open the flow gates, the wanting blind spot might be hindering you if your desire, the desire for the peace is getting amped up and ramped up. Like you're struggling, you're really wanting to change things, you want to get peaceful, you want to find some relief, but no matter what you do, you can't. So the wanting, the desire, the angst gets amped up. And what tends to happen is that if you want to have peace, you're going to get really fixated on fixing, changing, or controlling the outer world in order to feel peace. You'll feel that your peace is contingent upon these things changing. So that's actually a doing model blind spot. So what I'd like to do is I'm actually going to read you the entire Receive Peace card from my new Oracle deck because it's short but really sweet, simple, powerful. And then I'm going to unpack it a little bit and just really illuminate how you can really open the flow gates to your own peace. So here it goes. I invite you to just sit back if this is something that you need in your life and just let the words wash over you. And a lot of times I tell people, just close your eyes because you can just really let this go in deeper. So here it goes. Receive peace. You already are all that you seek to be, do, and have. This means that you are peace right here, right now. If you believe that your experience of peace can only happen when or after something happens, you will struggle. In other words, peace is not conditional. Peace is not something that's missing, which you must find. Peace does not happen when something arrives, or something occurs, or you become this, or so-and-so does that. Rather, peace is revealed when you allow the seeking to rest. Your natural peace is revealed when you call off the search, and one moment at a time, you let everything be as it is. Then your seeking mind, which is the true cause of conflict, rests. Your peace is revealed. And in this spaciousness, you become open and receptive to receiving something new. So I love to give a willingness mantra that you can take into your day, because when you're in doing mode, when you're in hunter mode, you're in intention. You're seeking, seeking, seeking. And your consciousness is, I'm seeking. I'm seeking because I believe, I think, I cannot see. In other words, I don't have peace, so I'm going to seek it, right? That's intention. You're focused on a target, but it actually is the consciousness of lack. Now, the consciousness of abundance, an abundance of peace is, I am, I have, I already am all that I seek to be, do, and have. And with the being model of power, you call upon the power of invitation, which opens you up to see what is already here. So if you're feeling like you're struggling and you want to open the floodgates to peace, here's the mantra. I am willing to let this moment be as it is. Every time you notice you're wanting more peace, you wish you were feeling more peaceful, stop, notice, take a breath, and you can use that mantra. I am willing to let this moment be as it is. Now, I'd love to go a little bit deeper into this wanting blind spot. And one of my favorite ways to talk about it is based on a teaching that I received from a spiritual teacher by the name of Adyashanti. And it was so powerful. It literally changed my life. It changed how I look at seeking, because, I very proudly used to call myself, the relentless seeker. Well, I didn't realize how I was misunderstanding what seeking was about. And that's why with receiving, I teach how to shift from seeking to seeing. That's what receiving is. It's seeing what is already here. Your fulfillment is already here, but you have to shift your awareness. You have to shift your perception to start allowing it, receiving it, and experiencing it in your life. It doesn't matter whether it's peace, joy, freedom, love, or outer world manifestations like money, wealth, relationships. It's all the same thing when you know how to look at it through the correct lens. So what Adyashanti explained was, we think, generally speaking, that the reason we feel happy when we get what we want is because we got the thing we wanted. That's why we pursue the things that we want. We think that getting the thing that we want is what makes us happy. But that's not what makes us happy, because if you were to think about other things that you've wanted in your life that you got, wouldn't you think that you'd still be happy if that's what made you happy, was the getting of the thing? So that right there points to something. Why is it that when we get the thing we want, we're happy for a moment, a day, a week, and then we're not happy and we're off seeking the next thing? It's because we misunderstand what's happening. So it's not getting the thing that makes you happy. It's because when you get the thing for a moment, a day, or a week, the wanting ceases. The energy, the lens of wanting and pursuing something you think you don't have stops. And wanting, is the consciousness that creates your reality. So if you're wanting, pursuing, seeking, and hunting, your consciousness is, I don't have the thing I want. But when for a moment you stop seeking and hunting, you can start to lift your eyes up from the lens of lack and start to see what's actually here. And then when you actually know how to receive it, what receiving is and is not, which by the way, I did a video on the other day about the simple 3-step receive method. When the seeking ceases, then what happens is you open up, experience the joy, the fulfillment, the peace that is already here. Now, how does that apply to every day? I'm not feeling peaceful. I want to feel peaceful. So if you're struggling and you want to open the floodgates to peace, the simplest way to begin to do that is let your struggle be here. Just let it be okay that you're struggling. Because what most of us do is we're struggling, and then on top of that, we're battling and fighting the fact that we're struggling. We're trying to fix ourselves or fix the conditions in our world, and that just creates more struggle. But if you can gently start to say, you know what, I'm struggling. I'm going through a hard time. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling angst. And you start to let it be here, which is the second step of the 3-step receiving method. Let it be here. And you breathe. And you learn how to open up the space for it. And then as you do, you also start to tap into how to create safety for yourself when you're stressed out. Safety in the struggle rather than seeing the struggle as a threat, which then gets you in battle mode again. It's just this like downward cycle, okay? So the easiest way to open the floodgates when you want some peace is notice if you're struggling, notice if you're wanting peace, which means you're battling it. Let the struggle be here. Take some breaths. Just let it be here. And as you do, you can also use this willingness mantra. I am willing to let this moment be as it is. So I hope this is helpful for you. If you would, if it is, please like, please share. It helps me reach the people that I'm here to serve. If you're on YouTube, click the red subscribe button and you'll keep getting notified every time I release new content. And if you would like to learn how to tap into the power of receiving by unlearning struggle, I include links above and below. And most recently, I'm really highlighting that you can start receiving right now by joining me in the Receive course for as little as $97 a month. Just go to receivecourse.com and check it out. Lots of good information there, lots of success stories, lots of case studies. As a matter of fact, I just interviewed somebody today who's a new student, and he's been in the course for 2 weeks and is having amazing things open up in his life, breakthroughs around marketing his business, creative expansion, just downloading music like he hasn't before. He's even teaching his father some basic receiving principles. And his dad, it was a great story about his dad going to go fishing, and usually he just can't, he doesn't catch the catfish he's after. He just applied one simple principle, and he said he couldn't even sit down because he was catching fish left and right. That's how fast it can work. And I'm so passionate about teaching people because truly, yes, some struggle is a natural part of life, but most struggle is learned, and you can unlearn it. And receiving, as far as I'm concerned, is the keys to the kingdom. So check out my links, post your comments or questions. I am here to serve. Have a great day, and I'll see you at the next Rise and Receive. Bye, everybody.